Hello there. My name is Robert Elftmann, and I want to have a quick chat to you and talk to you about why you may want to consider contacting me about your property or your land. I am the most time and cost-effective option for you in Adelaide in terms of helping you making the most amount of money from your property or land. Now, why is that the case? Over the last 15 years, I've transacted well over 100 properties. I started off as a real estate agent actually, in terms of listing and selling houses, and I've evolved over time from there. And what I've learned is that every time a property transacts from one person to another, there is a significant amount of money involved with that transaction. And there's a lot of different amounts of money being deducted from that transaction and go to different people. But I just want to talk to you about the really big ones and why they affect you and how they can affect you. And these costs are direct or indirect to you, but they are typically, if you go down the traditional path of selling your house with a real estate agent, they are deducted from your financial result, from your sales price. So what are those big ticket items and how can they maybe be saved? The number one or the big one is stamp duty. Now, stamp duty in South Australia is now almost 5% of the purchase price. So if you're looking at, say, an average house, say about $1 million, with stamp duty, a government charge with stamp duty alone, you're looking at about $50,000 there that could potentially end up in your pocket rather than someone else's. Now, another big cost associated with the purchase is the loan cost, or the cost that goes to the bank. Typically, if someone is considering perhaps purchasing your property, they're going to look at taking out a loan. Now, that loan has a significant cost that is associated with that loan. And whilst it's not a direct cost to you, it is an indirect consideration, and you can potentially work around that cost and it could end up in your pocket. And the third cost that is associated with the property transaction is the sales cost, or the real estate agent cost. Now, typically a real estate agent will look at somewhere between 2 to 3% of the purchase price in terms of commission. So that again is another $20,000 to $30,000 potentially. As well as a marketing charge that is typically upfront in terms of marketing your property on the internet or signboards and things like that. So these three items I just mentioned are three very significant items that are associated with a property transaction. And in my experience, you can save those costs and they could potentially go into your pocket or your family's pocket rather than someone else's. Now, if you want to learn a bit more about that and how that may affect you as a property or landowner, I would encourage you to maybe reach out to me. And I'm more than happy to share with you how you can make the most of your property